Y'all, or maybe, I feel like it's more than one reason, but we'll say one of the reasons that there's certain people in your life that they start to have this entitlement, but it's more than that. It's this feeling of control that they think that they have over you, because you sat and I'm thinking in my situation, I've sat and consulted with these people. I listened to them, and I even followed their word in some ways, or their guidance, and that was their role, is to get me off path, and then to get me on their side and in their mind. So then, and then when they're unconscious and then the whole obsession. I don't have proof of who has been watching, other than I know in certain instances, because they've talked, there have been things that have been these specific people I'm thinking of, I've had conversations and they've brought things up, but I don't have no one does, because there's not I don't know why. Sometimes I just wave at people. He had a really cute dog. I would have petted his dog if we had been not in the car. But anyway, they don't want to, that obsessiveness used to be, and it still is normalized in our culture. People say stuff like that all the time, like, oh, I'm so obsessed with this or whatever, it's healthy. Which, and when you become obsessed with a passion and something that you're really focused on, or you're trying to master something or whatever, I do believe that all of these things are just the ego takes it and turns it into something twisted. So anyway, aside from that, it's God has shown me, has revealed these specific people to me, and that it's they don't want to face the fact that, obsessively stalking someone, it is technically illegal and it's not healthy. Everyone's outside their house. They think because this is what's particular to my situation, is it's because I've sought guidance, or even just for me, I've always been I'm very, not as much anymore, but I used to be and I still am somewhat friendly to people, and I've had to learn this the hard way so many times, that it's people misconstrue this all the time, that it's if you're not setting boundaries and you're not telling people what your intentions are or whatever, it's people will come up with all kinds of ideas of why you speak to them and why you give them your time and attention and stuff. And then of course, when I started really doing homeschool and being on my own, I started realizing I've got to conserve energy now. Then it started to shift, but that's the reason why these people think that they have some sort of control over you. So then when you're on your own and you're starting to figure things out for yourself, and you're holy shit, this is intense, and I'm going through all this survival, and those people they're not there when you're going through, when you think that you're gonna die, you're going through ego deaths and dark nights of the soul, and you're losing your mind, and you're you have no money, and your house is falling apart and you can't afford to pay for it and whatever. They're not there for any of that, but then they just pop up all of a sudden, hey, remember we're buddies, and it's no, we're not buddies. I'm in a whole other place in life now. There was something else to this about that, because for you, the person that you're on the other side of things, you're y'all never had control. I listened to your guidance, but and that's where too, I think that's where I think their mind justifies this whole copying thing and the obsession and everything, because they're oh, they need me. And it's no, I don't. Respectfully, jog on. I don't need you. So it's they're really just trapped in a delusion. And that's, you know, because then as soon as you don't subscribe to any of it, it's like eventually you emotionally detach from it. And then I mean, who knows? It may still pop up, but it's like it doesn't bother you anymore. And that to me is the point. But it's trippy for you going through it because you're like, holy crap, these people really thought that like I was a pawn in their game. Like that's what they think. All right, that's it.